So as you guys know, I put out that video with that deep dive research in regards to Jasmy could become an ISO compliant coin. They needed to just apply to it. What particular standard was that? Well, it's in relation to ISO IEC JTC1. Okay. This is an actual number standard that I'm going to get into that falls under that umbrella. Why am I mentioning this? Well, for one, I understand that Jasmy may never choose to apply to become an ISO standard. I get that, right? And by the way, in regards to recent coins that became an ISO standard, Polygon, all right? I don't know if you guys saw that recently in the news. Polygon didn't become an ISO 222 standard, but they became an ISO standard. Look it up for yourself. That kind of flew under the radar, right? So do coins necessarily need to become an ISO standard? Is it really going to help? In my opinion, yes, because it sets a precedence, right? Standards. For some of you guys are like, standards, I think most people are overthinking and so on. No, I mean, think about this. Like, if you go to Europe, I've never been to Europe, but I have friends that live in Europe, right? So if you go and you plug in your electrical plug into, a socket over there, and you brought it from the United States, is it going to fit over there? No, because they have different standards. So when we talk about this next era of Web3 and so on, understand that there's different standards. Well, for blockchain, DLT, and so on, yes, right? So I do think it's still important to recognize some of these things. And it is a positive catalyst if it was to ever happen, okay? So let's jump into this. It's another thing I discovered recently. And then we'll also take you over to the Swift site. We're going to start off with ResearchGate. As you guys know, I go to ResearchGate when it comes to Tadashi Morita. As we know, Tadashi Morita is part of the Jasmy upper management. He is the technical guru of the crew. So you're going to see right here, straight from ResearchGate. If you want the link, I've gone ahead and dropped it into the comments. For you guys who are watching on the recorded segment, this is one of the benefits of watching, of course, the live show. So in the comments, go here if you're a nerd and want to look at this for yourself. And let's go ahead and full screen this. So you will see here something that's very interesting, at least in my opinion. I go ahead and try to blow this up just a tad bit more. And what's really interesting in my eyes is what you see here in regards to Figure 8, uploaded by this guy, Tom Vaught. And it's, again, back to the whole thing of what I presented before, but elaborating a little bit more on ISO JTC1, Information Technology Standards. What do you see highlighted at the top? Well, it's ISO IEC JTC1/SC42, Artificial Intelligence. Key things I want to get into here is all the references you see in regards to, for one, the working groups, which is WG1, foundational standards, artificial intelligence, the concepts, the terminology. Left side that talks about the framework, and systems using machine learning. I want to pound that home. Please pay attention to that. Even if you want to talk about Carolina pogo sticks, I'm telling you flat out, it's like everything is right in front of us, but we are overlooking things. We're overlooking terminology. Why are we doing this? I want to present this to you for you to understand the bigger picture, all right? Full screen this again. Let's get into it. But don't forget about what I just mentioned in regards to machine learning. As we get more into this, it has other references in regards to constantly mentioning artificial intelligence. And yeah, by the way, neural networks, we got into that. And boy, nobody felt as though, I guess, based on subs and views, that they're just like, I don't know, that's a stretch. It's not a stretch, guys. Standards are put into place for a reason. But as I got further down into this, you will see this part about machine learning. And you will see some key things here, all right? Supervised learning, machine learning, reinforced learning, robotics, all this stuff, all part of this particular standard. And getting more into this, look what happens when we zoom in here. You will see, again, electrical engineering, IEC, IEEE. Again, you got to keep in mind, Tadashi Morita is an expert in this field. Our Tadashi Morita, former Sony executive and still part of the Jasmy, upper management team. Okay? Very, very cool to see this stuff. As we jump over to the ISO site and talk about this standard, What standard are we referring to? Well, this is straight from ISO.org/standard/81230. I'm not dropping it in the comments. I'll just mention it verbatim. What you'll see here is information technology, artificial intelligence management system. What is ISO IEC 42001? Now we got some specific numbers, do we not? Well, what's important to recognize here is these particular standards and why it's not a nothing burger. So as I got more into this, I decided to read more about it. It mentions that ISO IEC 42001 is an international standard, specifies requirements for establishing, implementing, maintaining, and continually improving an artificial intelligence management system, which is called AIMS, with organizations. It was designed for entities providing or utilizing AI-based products or services, ensuring responsible development and use of what? AI systems. All right. What the hell does this have to do with Jasmy, Max? Great question. We're going to get into all this, but look at this. Why is this important? It is the world's first AI management system standard. It provided valuable guidance for this rapidly changing field of technology. It addresses what? Unique challenges that AI poses, such as ethical considerations, transparency, continuous learning. Continuous learning. What about machine learning? Yeah, you know where I'm going to go with this. We'll get into that here in a bit. But for organizations, it sets out a structured way to manage risk and to provide opportunities associated with AI, balancing innovation, governance, and so on. What are the benefits? Framework for managing risk and opportunities, demonstrating responsible use of AI, traceability, transparency, cost savings, efficient gains, all this stuff, right? There's, of course, an FAQ about it. Jumping into the next part about this, that's significant, is AI management systems, what businesses need to know, maybe what Jasmy needs to know, right? So you saw in some of those interviews, and let's blow this up a little bit more. Remember how you heard, I'll jump back into the screen. Remember, if you've been paying attention to this channel, remember at the very beginning of the intros, I was talking about or showing, Taro Kono Taro. I know in Japan they say it backwards. And he was talking about specifically like ChatGPT doesn't have it right. Some of these other ones don't have it right. Got some things about him personally not right. Well, ever notice that with Jasmy, especially with Junction, it seems like they want to get it right. Look at what it mentions here. Full screen this for a second. You will see how, for example, there's this reference, and the reference talks about how AI technologies are integrated into everyday devices and how they're supposedly helpful. But how do we go beyond that, right? And how do we get things to be optimized for numerous fields? Of course, there's risks, right? That's where I want to go with this. How do we get this all optimized? And, if anything, what the heck is the nitty-gritty of this particular standard? Well, boom. Here we go. Let's introduce this from an expert who actually works in this field. And he uploaded how long ago? Only 3 months ago. Max, why are you doing this, bro? Because guess what? Once you see, after this particular segment, what I'm about to present to you, straight from the Swift site, in this reference, it's going to blow your freaking mind away. And I don't have to hype it up for anybody. The research will show that. Stay tuned to this. You'd be glad you did. Under 10 minutes. Listen to this, right? Firsthand from this particular gentleman who is going to explain to you the ISO IEC 42001 standard, a quick guide to artificial intelligence management system. And we know that Jasmy is doing this whole thing with Junction, but nobody knows for the most part what the heck Junction is all about. I'm telling you, listen to this. You hold Jasmy, listen to this. Here we go.
In the ever-evolving landscape of technology, artificial intelligence has emerged as a game-changing force, revolutionizing the way we live and work. As we continue to witness the rapid growth and integration of AI in various industries, it has become crucial for organizations to adopt a structured approach towards managing this powerful tool. This is where ISO IEC 42001 comes in, providing a comprehensive framework for the implementation and management of AI systems. In this video, we're going to explore the significance of ISO IEC 42001 and how it is shaping the future of AI across all sectors. What is ISO IEC 42001? ISO IEC 42001 is an international standard that specifies requirements for establishing, implementing, maintaining, and continually improving an artificial intelligence management system within organizations. It is designed for entities providing or utilizing AI-based products or services, ensuring responsible development and use of AI systems. ISO IEC 42001 is the world's first AI management system standard, providing valuable guidance for this rapidly changing field of technology. It addresses the unique challenges AI poses, such as ethical considerations, transparency, and continuous learning. For organizations, it sets out a structured way to manage risks and opportunities associated with AI, balancing innovation and governance. Who is ISO IEC 42001 for? Organizations of any size involved in developing, providing, or using AI-based products or services. It is applicable across all industries and relevant for public sector agencies as well as companies or nonprofits. ISO IEC 42001 serves as a guide for organizations seeking effective management of their artificial intelligence systems. This is crucial given the inherent complexities and questions surrounding the use of AI, and especially its machine learning branch. By the way, if you want to keep updated on this standard and related topics, subscribe to our email list by clicking here on the link in the description below. What is an AI management system? An AI management system, as specified in ISO IEC 42001, is a set of interrelated or interacting elements of an organization intended to establish policies and objectives, as well as processes to achieve those objectives in relation to the responsible development, provision, or use of AI systems. ISO IEC 42001 specifies the requirements and provides guidance for establishing, implementing, maintaining, and continually improving an AI management system within the context of an organization. What is the purpose of ISO IEC 42001? Organizations that align with the objectives and address risk factors as stipulated in the ISO IEC 42001 framework can contribute significantly to the expanding landscape of AI applications across diverse sectors leveraging IT. Current trends indicate that AI is poised to be a key economic driver in the foreseeable future. The primary purpose of ISO IEC 42001 is to guide organizations in the responsible execution of their roles in utilizing, developing, monitoring, or providing products and services incorporating AI. This way, the standard helps ensure the security of AI technology. A targeted approach through the ISO IEC 42001 framework empowers organizations to incorporate specific safeguards necessary for various AI features. These features may introduce additional risks to a particular process or system compared to the traditional approach devoid of AI. Several examples of AI features that require specific safeguards include autonomous decision-making. Situations where decision-making lacks transparency and explainability may require specialized administration and oversight beyond conventional IT systems. Data analysis, insight, and machine learning. The integration of AI instead of human-coded logic changes the way systems are developed, justified, and deployed. This necessitates distinct protective measures. Ongoing learning. AI systems engaged in continuous learning alter their behavior over time, prompting the need for special considerations to ensure responsible use in the face of their constantly evolving nature. What are the main benefits of implementing ISO IEC 42001? Let's break down the benefits of implementing ISO IEC 42001 for an organization that develops, provides, or uses AI-based products or services. Responsible AI. The standard ensures ethical and responsible use of artificial intelligence. Implementing ISO IEC 42001 can contribute to responsible AI practices by establishing guidelines and principles for the ethical use of artificial intelligence. The standard includes requirements and recommendations for organizations to consider the societal impacts of their AI applications, helping them align with ethical standards and values. This not only helps in building trust among stakeholders, but also addresses concerns related to the ethical implications of AI technologies. Reputation management. ISO IEC 42001 enhances trust in AI applications. ISO IEC 42001 can aid in building and maintaining a positive reputation for organizations using AI. By adhering to the standard, companies signal their commitment to responsible AI practices, which can enhance trust among users, customers, and the general public. Demonstrating a dedication to following recognized standards for AI implementation contributes to a positive perception and helps mitigate potential reputational risks associated with AI misuse. AI governance. The standard complies with legal and regulatory standards. Compliance with legal and regulatory standards is a critical aspect of AI governance. ISO/IEC 42001 provides a structured framework that assists organizations in aligning their AI practices with relevant laws and regulations. This proactive approach helps in avoiding legal pitfalls, ensuring that AI systems operate within the boundaries of established legal frameworks. Compliance with ISO/IEC 42001 can be viewed as evidence of an organization's commitment to meeting legal requirements in the field of AI. Practical guidance. ISO/IEC 42001 manages AI-specific risks effectively. ISO/IEC 42001 offers practical guidance on managing risks associated with AI implementation. It helps organizations identify and assess potential risks related to their AI applications and provides guidelines for effective risk management strategies. By addressing AI-specific risks in a systemic and structured manner, organizations can enhance the robustness and reliability of their AI systems. Identifying opportunities. The standard encourages innovation within a structured framework. The implementation of ISO/IEC 42001 provides a structured framework for AI innovation. It encourages organizations to explore and implement AI technologies within defined parameters, fostering a balance between innovation and risk management. By promoting a systemic approach to innovation, ISO/IEC 42001 helps organizations identify and leverage opportunities for improvement and advancement in their AI applications. In summary, ISO/IEC 42001 not only promotes responsible and ethical AI practices, but also provides a comprehensive framework for organizations to manage risks, comply with regulations, and build trust in their AI applications. It aligns AI management with established best practices for management systems, ultimately contributing to the overall success and sustainability of AI implementations. How to manage AI systems with ISO/IEC 42001. ISO/IEC 42001 places emphasis on integrating an AI management system within an organization's existing structures. The standard comprises 4 annexes, 2 providing normative guidance, the other 2 supplemental information. Annex A details the controls that an organization must put in place to meet organizational objectives and addresses the risks related to the design and operation of AI systems. Annex B contains implementation guidance for AI controls. Notably, the documentation of organization-used data for ML is mandated, including the process of labeling data for training and testing. Assessing the impact of AI systems on groups and individuals involves considering areas of trustworthiness such as fairness, transparency, explainability, accessibility, and of course security. The standard also addresses aspects that are pertinent to software systems in general, like impacts on the environment, potential misinformation, and health and safety issues. One notable control is the requirement for justification of AI system development, outlining when and why the system will be used, along with metrics to measure performance. Documentation of design choices, including machine learning methods and evaluation of the AI system, incorporating AI-specific measures, are crucial components. That wraps up our discussion on ISO/IEC 42001. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching.
I'm going to give you guys the aha moment right here. Taking you straight to the Swift site, to the nitty gritty. I'm telling you flat out, this is fantastic. I was blown away when I saw this myself. It's like, I'm back. I'm back, baby. I got to do a freaking live show. I got to get this out. Me only doing 2 shows in 2 weeks? Scam, right? Well, check this out. Let's go ahead and share this. And it's basically 4 innovations shaping the future of finance. Straight from the Swift site? Yep, that's right. Straight from Swift. Like I was pointing out earlier, we're all trying to get our news from all sorts of different sources, but sometimes we just need to go to like some of these sites, right? Not get it from a news site, but just go straight to the site. Watch this. Let's full screen it. I got nice and big just in case you're Boomer effing Sooner on his couch with his dog Monica, right? Shout out to Boomer. Be safe to all you guys in Oklahoma, right? Lots of crazy weather, tornadoes, and so on. God bless you guys. Always praying for you. Check this out. So, straight from Swift. Boom. There you go. We're about to boil it. We're about to mash it. We're about to stick it in a freaking stew because what does it mention right there? Oh my goodness. Artificial intelligence. This guy named who is his name is Tom Zosh, if I'm pronouncing that right, Chief Innovation Officer. Oh my gosh. With the rise of AI in the financial services, how can institutions approach it responsibly? Why in the world would Swift be mentioning this stuff? Oh man, we were all led to believe that Swift was just in relation to messaging standards and they're just kind of doing their own thing. They're the old legacy system, the MT messaging system. They're not going to be innovative. They're not going to do squat, right? Swift is not being replaced. Swift is being upgraded, right? Can we come to that conclusion now? Why does this matter in regards to Jasmy? Check it out for yourself. Let's go ahead and full screen this. You will see here some interesting things. So for one, as the regulatory landscape evolves, ensuring the responsible use of AI is taking center stage. Market participants are starting to explore how they can reap the benefits of the emerging technology for their enterprise and customers. They must consider how they can do so responsibly, both in design and, of course, deployment. Institutions can get ahead of the curve by embedding responsible AI's core principles of accuracy, explainability, fairness, audibility, security, privacy. Don't you just love that? Security and privacy into all aspects of how they apply the technology in their business. Who is currently doing that as we speak, but doesn't get talked about enough? It's Jasmy, especially with what they're doing with this layer 2 with Junction. Look at this part. Regulation is maturing, and any organization wishing to explore AI should have the right controls in place. As we unlock the power of AI, our community, Swift, straight from Swift for crying out loud, is working to ensure that we are fully aligned with the principles of responsible AI and make sure we are consistent with what? Emerging global standards such as who? Oh my goodness, there is your boil it, there is your mash it, and there is your stick it in a stew, because it is the ISO 42001 standard, and Jasmy is under that umbrella. Holy cow. If I had a mic, I would drop it. I do have a mic, but I don't want to drop it because I'm talking to you on, right? There you go. And that's straight from Swift. So this whole notion that Swift, we're only going to talk about ISO 222, especially when it comes to Swift. Boom. And we're talking about Jasmy, and Jasmy falls under that umbrella like we outlined before. I know sometimes I say to myself, or say to you guys, I say, guys, tune in. This is my best research and so on. I'm not going to put it on a thumbnail, hey, bombshell every time, because then people are going to be like, this guy is full of it, right? I'll just thank you for tuning in, right? But that in itself is profound. My God, right? Let's full screen it again. Yes, you read right. ISO 42001, NIST AI Risk Management Framework, and the EU AI Act. Wow. Do we have more? We do. This guy who I just referenced earlier, Chief Innovation Officer from Swift, ensuring responsible use of AI is taking center stage, who also talked about this recently in interviews. It was Taro Kono. Remember how he's doing the whole thing of promoting DFFT? So they have this whole thing about these use cases of AI and the impact financial services. But I love this statement because, again, what has been the thing that has flown under the radar when it comes to Jasmy? It's the whole talk of cross-border payments for Japan and them entering into finance democracy and Swift references that ISO standard that Jasmy could literally apply to because they have crossed their T's and dotted their I's because they have this guy, Tadashi Morita, that meets those expectations based on his background, right? If you haven't seen that, you're brand new to Jasmy, go to the recorded video section. So on this channel, if you're on YouTube, you can click on videos and you can go to it. You'll see it mentions ISO. All right. I want to jump into the next thing because earlier we talked about machine learning, right? Check this out. Let's take you to this. This is straight from, for example, customers.microsoft.com. All right. So Swift will take you from their site to this site as an example. And of course, we have talked about Jasmy and Microsoft before, and people accuse me of doing clickbait. Hey, all a person needs to do is watch the presented material. I love watching and listening and reading the comments of people that clearly haven't done that. I could point, I could spot out a mile away. Look at this. Swift innovates with Azure confidential computing to help secure global transactions, financial transactions. Wow. And as we get further down into it, this is, of course, the reference from last year, but did we not see just an update not that long ago straight from Swift? We did. We definitely did. And the thing that was really interesting is when you saw what was typed about what? Innovating without sacrificing privacy. Huh. Look at this. Aim of creating a solution that combats the latest financial security threats. Is there more? Yes. Swift, part of its robust innovation agenda, collaborating with Microsoft using federated learning techniques, Azure machine learning combined with Azure confidential computing, Microsoft Purview, and Zero Trust, which is basically it's like a policy framework. Got all these references about preventing financial crime, aka fraud, stuff like that, right? Lots of references about prevention of fraud, machine learning, more about machine learning, right? So it's clear as day about all this, being able to solve some of the toughest problems in finance and this whole thing about machine learning. All right. Max, that's what it says on the Swift site, and that's what it says on Microsoft. Do we have anything from Jasmy? Well, if you're brand new to this, the answer is yes. And if you're old school and been into Jasmy for a few years, you know where I'm immediately going with this. You're like, oh, I remember that. Yeah, let's remember it. Glad that we have sites that we can still reference. Blast from the past. Check this out. Look at this. Smash the like. Be glad you did. 621 on the live right now. You guys are obviously smashing that like. I do appreciate it. Let's take you over to Jasmy Global Medium. Okay. Let's pull this up. Look what it says from Jasmy Global Medium. Boom. Through Jasmy, I will tell you I will tell you how data drive a new business model in the Web3 network era. Now, I'm going to get to the good part because as soon as you do a Control F, boom. What's this show right there? Well, there's this picture, okay, about tokenomics, IoT, all this stuff. We already know about most of this stuff. But it's nice to reference the old because, and I know you see the highlight, but I'm going to read this part. Web3, that's the era we're going to. We're still in Web 2 to a sense, like 2.5 roughly. But Web 3 will create a more diverse way of interaction and break down the barriers of interaction and on a global scale. Jasmy using cryptocurrency to connect data from individuals, enterprises, machines with efficient machine learning algorithms, guys. My goodness. And to see that reference that we just showed you from Swift talking about the same thing. And that standard that Jasmy can easily apply to if they choose to do so. And I'm not upset with the ambassadors. No way. I understand certain things. So when we talk about whether it's Jasmy or XDC and some of these other ones that we talked about, or going to talk about here soon on tonight's show, about when projects get quiet, watch out because they're building. Well, I tagged all the ambassadors on the last ISO Jasmy video, right? I know they saw the notification. You're trying to tell me that of all the Jasmy ambassadors that nobody saw what I posted? And I even tagged Hara. And I even tagged the Jasmy management team and so on, Junction and so on, right? No reply. That is not a complaint. But that does tell me if it's crickets, I'm just saying, might be worth noting, right? Because you never know. And of course, I don't have the connections. I just bring you guys info, research, and so on. But machine learning? Do I have more? Is that it? Nope, it's not it. Let's take you over to this from X. Shout out to Houston, man. OG researcher, long before me. I always pay homage to the OGs of our research consortium, right? So shout out to you, Houston. You'll get tagged on the chopped up version later. Houston has this. He says, Jasmy community. This was not that long ago, guys. April 9th. Look at this. Pay attention to this. As much as you want to talk about Caroline and the pogo sticks and all this talk, degen talk, okay? I understand. We're having a good time, right? If you want to do that, it's okay. Do it. But at least pay attention to this. He says, Jasmy community, Microsoft. That's right. Microsoft to invest US $2.9 billion in AI. You read that right? In cloud infrastructure in Japan. Now, this guy always backs it up 100% when it comes to his research. He doesn't do any fluff. The US $2.9 billion commitment in Microsoft's single largest investment has 46-year history in Japan. Also, the site of its first international office, it effectively doubles the company's existing financial commitment to expand, you read that right, AI and cloud infrastructure across Japan. Washington, D.C., April 9th, 2024, Microsoft announced it will invest $2.9 billion over the next 2 years to increase its hyperscale cloud computing and AI infrastructure in Japan. All those people that were saying, this is all clickbait, you're eating your words right now. It will also expand its digital skilling programs with the goal of providing AI skilling to more than 3 million people over the next 3 years. Open its first Microsoft Research Asia lab in Japan, and deepen its cybersecurity collaboration with who? The Japanese government. This is where you heard that whole reaction or interview from Taro Kono. What did he mention, guys? He mentioned specifically in those news broadcasts that it's all about private sectors. It is incentivizing big time, getting behind the private sectors, but more importantly, the ones that are going to drive DFFT, data free flow with trust, and protect the privacy of data, data democratization. How many times do you see those references? And it's just like, which one is the first to be regulatory compliant in Japan with the FSA and the JVCEA and has all these connections to Genki Oda and SBI Japan and BitPoint and all this? All roads lead to Jasmy. Getting more into Houston's outline, you will also see here some interesting things. Goes on to mention what's circled here. And I'll go ahead and also just put it up on the other page to make it bigger. This might be a little hard for you to see if you're on your couch. Straight from Microsoft, what's it say? Microsoft to do what? Invest US $2.9 billion AI and cloud infrastructure in Japan while boosting nation's skills research cybersecurity. April 10th, 2024. Not even a month ago. Not even a month ago. Okay? Where's the source? Straight from Microsoft. You know? So some of these guys, especially the fudders, always want a source. Oh, I don't know how to do a Google search. Well, yeah, you do. You just don't know what you're doing. So go do it. Not you guys, but them. Right? You could do it too. Very, very interesting. I love the research provided, not just by myself, but other members of this research consortium, if you want to call it that. Back to this. Back to this. Sorry, let's go further down. You see some familiar people. I know some of you guys aren't fans of some of these people, but it is what it is. You see, for example, Prime Minister Kishida. You also see this person, right? You know who he is. He used to be part of Obama's cabinet, right? And when we get more into this, yeah, you see them all listed. And I have references, right? But not to this degree, okay? Getting more into the last part of this outline is this over here, okay? And that is my notes. So let's wrap it up here in a bit. I think I got two more things I want to get into. I want to get into this partnership, obviously, and I want to get into this next particular part. Okay. So with what you just saw right there, wow, right? All this being presented. I always try my best to not, make these like an hour, 2 hour long deep dives, but sometimes it gets really, it's just my natural way of doing things. Some of you guys ask what cold storage solution I use. I use this, and it is the Decent wallet. All right. I also, of course, have a ledger like this. All right. You can get a discount basically from going into the affiliate link, which is in all the live video descriptions and recorded and so on. And for the Yahoos that are out there, they're like, this is just a shield. And, we'll fix point this out. And it's a great point. Were you aware that you don't necessarily get a discount link just going straight to the site? No, you actually have to go through a platform like this. So how cool is that? I don't think anybody's complaining about that. But anyway, use the link, get a discount. There's another one here. If you're the type of person you want to get one for you and your significant other, you could get two of them. They actually have another promotion, which is this, and I think this is cool. You can get an all-in-one card wallet plus backup card package. Interesting. I thought that was cool. And again, one of the main key things I like about the Decent wallet is not having to do the red tape of jumping through all the hoops for XDC and the custom folder. I mean, Edward Vincent can vouch on that. Some of you guys can too as well in regards to ledger. That was a pain in the butt. You don't have that problem. You literally open up your phone, it's on your app, track everything that's going on, right? And saying goes, not your keys, not your crypto. You know the drill. Check it all out though if you wish to do so. It is truly the cold storage solution that I use for the most part. There's still some on ledger that I kind of split it up on it and so on. So it is what it is. But if I have preference over one, I'm going with this one. A lot easier to use and so on. And some people, even to this day, still ask me which one to use.